Well, welcome everyone to this episode of TLG Talks. This is a session sponsored and authored by Trowbridge Law Group. I'm Gene Trowbridge, one of the founding partners of Trowbridge Law Group, and I'm glad you're with us today. And today I have a very good friend of mine on Trowbridge Talks, Mr. Vinney Chopra. And Vinney and I are going to spend a half an hour with you. And we're gonna record this, and then when we're done, in about a month, we'll broadcast this and put it on our YouTube channel. Very, very exciting to have Vinney with us as kind of payback, because not too long ago he interviewed me. Right, Vinney? Say hello to everyone.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. This is Vinney Smile Chopra. I smile a lot.
Vinney, smile.
You can bear that.
Smile, Vinney. So let me tell you just a little bit about Vinney. Over the last 12 years, Vinney's done 30 successful, that's an important word, syndications, and many of them were in the multifamily arena. Vinney, I'm not sure, but I think I probably did the legal work on your first successful syndication, right?
Oh my gosh, the first company we started as, the Ideal Investment Group.
Right.
Yeah.
We did a number of those, and then
14 of them we did over there.
And then we moved on, and you took your business to Kim, who's terrific.
Yes.
And that's wonderful. And Vinney and I have been friends all along. So this is going to be an exciting interview for those of you who are listening. I think you've done maybe 400 million and 4,500 doors in the multifamily business.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow, and such a young age too, right, Vinney?
We both are very young. It's all mind. It's the mindset, right?
It is.
I'll be turning another birthday tomorrow, but I always tell my mind I'm 1 year younger.
So that's what I'm 72, and I tell myself, 72 is the new 71. So what the heck, So on the picture I have on the screen, you'll see Vinney's picture, and you'll see his website. He's the CEO of Manel Investment Group, and that's how you can get a hold of him. And he does a million things in social media, so you'll want to follow up with him after you hear the interview. So we've got a couple questions we're going to ask. We're going to try to keep this to about a half an hour. That should be long enough, and to wet everyone's whistle about following up with you, Vinney, and seeing what's going to happen. What was your business background before you started sponsoring syndications, Vinney?
Actually, I'm a mechanical engineer.
God.
I grew up in India, Gene, and I always wanted to break toys and try to see what the mechanism was, in those toys when they were working and not working and things like. I remember, I used to be fascinated with trains when I was growing up. Also very fascinated with the projection, like, trying to make a shoebox movie. Something like that, where I could project some film on the wall. And I became a mechanical engineer, and that's my profession. Then I came to USA to do my MBA, Masters in Business Administration and Marketing. So that's the other Vinney, actually, from an engineer turned into a salesperson and a marketer and a fundraiser out of anything, and motivational speaker. So those are my 4 or 5 different interims before I became a syndicator.
Well, that's interesting, because as an engineer, I have a great story that I'm going to offend 2 groups of people right now. So you became an engineer, Vinney, because you didn't have the personality necessary to become a CPA?
Maybe you could say that. I mean, engineer, I just couldn't get myself locked in a room, cubicle. I was doing heavy fabrication, master planning for heat exchangers for Larsen Toubro, very big company. It's one of the #1 company in India now, by the way, Reliance Group. And I worked for them and worked with them. Then I came to USA. So no, I mean, after I sold Bible books and encyclopedias and all, and got a lot of rejection and worked on my schedule and working 80 hours a week, 80 hours a week for the whole summer. That's what I cut my teeth in selling. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm more outgoing person. I should try that. And that's what I stayed.
Well, that's a good quality in being a syndicator, because I always say, Vinny, that it's as much about managing the people as it is about the real estate. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on in the real estate, but you've got a big team that handles real estate, but you've got the investors' money. That's what the investors think. So they need you to be personable and empathetic with them. And that's what I found. I was a syndicator long before I met you, and actually a syndicator. And I found that to be the most important thing that I had going for me, was a little credibility and some people skills. I don't know where I lost all my people skills, but anyhow, we're right here right now. That's good. So I had mentioned to the people that you have done an awful lot in the multi-family family business. But Vinny, I know you're gravitating a little bit into another type of real estate that provides housing. And so tell me, what's your business plan and your business strategy going to be for the next 3 years, Vinny?
Oh, totally. I'm very, very focused right now, Gene, with multifamily, definitely, which has been bread and butter. And that's where I've really grown myself into that field. I also feel with the silver tsunami going through this country, and you and I are both seniors, and we have 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every night in USA and across the world actually also. So I have a very big demand, I find, for which I've researched over the last year and a half, 2 years, that silver, all the silver age, our 65, 75, 85 years of age seniors will need more housing. And I have tried to get into assisted senior living, luxury assisted senior living. That's the one. It's not residential, by the way, by any means at all, because I don't really buy any more homes, single family. I don't believe in them. And I have really, now I'm building 80 to 120 unit class A plus plus from ground up assisted senior living. So that's
you're building from ground
building
up
from scratch.
Where are you building those, Vinny?
Oh, actually, the partner I found thank goodness, I was sending messages out in the universe. I need to link up with a great partner, a builder who is in this kind of field, and I found one. So Mr. Imran and I have become partners now. And then now he's built 23 of them, by the way, 23. What, I'm talking about. The last one we just built was in Florida. He's from Michigan. So 22 of them in Michigan. And then one we just built in Florida, and we are building 3 more in Florida, and then Williamsburg, Virginia, and then Texas, and all over.
That's amazing. That kind of mirrors my syndication career when I was looking for something to build.
Yes.
That's what I really wanted to do. I had investors who wanted equity growth more than a quarterly check to buy groceries. So I thought building from the ground up would be good. And I actually put an advertisement in the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, wow.
Looking for a builder that would work with me, partner with me. I could raise the money if he could do the building. And I found a guy out of Dallas who was with the Heinz company, developer, and he could pour enough concrete to flatten the earth. I'll tell you that. That was his strength. So we went to poured concrete self-storage facilities. I built 16 of them.
Wow.
So that's how I got in that business. I don't know anything about that, construction and all, but with a great partner and a good money raiser, it was a good partnership.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel the same way. God, I really believe that when we meet together, it's for a purpose. The energy we send out, then people come back in your circle in a
Mhm.
great way. And I didn't know Mr. Imran at all. And John Rusin, who is my VP of the academy and my partner, he says, Vinny, you need to talk to Shahid. He's doing senior living ground up. And that's where the combination came. And now we are building 4 to 6 in a year. Our goal is to build because I can raise so much money. I just raised $17 million in just 3 weeks. 3 weeks, So my investors are just very highly qualified, very highly, reputable and high net worth people. So I'm able to do that. But that's where I'm going. Like you were asking, the other thing which I believe, same it's multifamily are the hotels because it's the room I'm selling it every night. Where my resident or the tenant will pay at the counter downstairs before they go into the room and use that, right? So we just bought a Hilton Garden Inn, and with the grace of God, it's 85% occupied, even during COVID in Texas. So we are cutting teeth. My some partners are into that one. So that's where I'm also very much involved in buying 2 more hotels, Marriott Courtyard, some brand name ones, building senior assisted living. That's my new passion, and building multifamily. We're just closing on another $35 million deal in Austin in 3 weeks.
Well, that's interesting. Tell me, when you moved from strictly multifamily to do your first senior housing, where you had no track record
Yes.
in senior housing, how was that transition for you?
Oh, I'm so glad you're asking, Gene. I am the kind of engineering mind, right? I always believe I need to educate my investors. I need to share with them why I'm going where I'm going. So when I was in, 24 syndications I did in Texas, when I was going to Georgia, to Atlanta, I started giving them information in the seminars in my, because they're all vetted, my 186 investors, that's all I have, by the way, but I started showing them at the end of my presentation for quarterly meetings, which I do live, the why I'm moving there. Same thing I started doing with them few months back, like in 2019 actually, showing why I'm going into senior living, because I wanted to show them the statistics and graphs and everything. So by doing a little bit homework, we were able to design some great PowerPoints to get into their mind why the demand is there, why Vinny's moving into that, and then raising money was not a problem at all. When I got in touch with Mr. Imran, then we started putting some package together, and we had to go through ordinance changes and all. So that's where we are breaking ground. We just broke ground actually just a couple of weeks back in Punta Gorda, Florida. Very rich area, very nice area. That's where we are building. So essentially, it's with the investors' money coming into the deal, you have to educate them. You have to make them feel comfortable. You have to give them every logical way why you are so excited. It's not me who is excited. I want to show them why A++ luxury senior living with no deferred maintenance, with no delinquency, with no concessions, and the residents who are coming in, they have to show 3 years of rent. Hold on. 3 years of rent before even they are admitted into the senior assisted living, and the ones we are building also, they have movie theaters and library and billiard room, game room, restaurant style dining inside the senior living. And then of course the activities of daily living, spas, and all the nice things. So we are building very special product, which is one story always. 5 to 7 acres of land with 3 or 4 courtyards. It's like luxury living for our seniors at a very good price, about the same $38, $3,800 or $4,400 per month. That includes everything, everything.
Interesting. Well, I have a presentation I do that's called Selling the Sizzle.
Yeah.
And one of the things I have found over my days is that you really don't sell a syndication offering.
So true.
You make an opportunity
Yeah.
available to investors,
So true.
and you offer them a chance to be part of that opportunity. I think that's a key. And I always start with, well, first of all, and this is about building your database. First of all, you start with people who are interested in real estate.
Yeah.
If they're not interested in real estate, they don't belong in your database. Then you have to tell people just what you did, Vinney. You have to tell people, hey, I have found a need. I have found an opportunity. I found a problem that needs a solution.
Yeah.
I've put together a team
Mhm.
that can address that problem and solve that problem for some people. And if we do that effectively, it's going to be a winning business opportunity. Now, here's the specific opportunity.
Yes. Yes.
Too many times, and I know I did it when I started, and you might have done it when you started. The very first thing you did was say, Vinney, I got a deal.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not
Not the
how
way.
you're going to be successful raising money. You need to start from the top: real estate, opportunity, your team, and then the deal. Too many times we just hammer someone with the deal. It doesn't work.
So true. So very true. Again, this is 100,000, 200, 500,000. Also, now some investors are putting $1 million in a deal. That's hard-earned money. So I want to make sure they make the right decisions from what the risks are involved and everything. So I'm very transparent. That has been the real reason of my success. Totally transparent. My investors can ask for anything and everything, from invoices to bank statements to capex reports, anything. No holds barred whatsoever. They could shop the properties without telling me. They could travel to the properties, interview my managers. So total transparency has really helped a lot.
That's very true. I have some clients, a few, who are in the multifamily business who actually devote a website to the project and put some cameras on
Yes.
the project so that people can see what
Yes.
they've invested in. If you're going to do $12,000 new carpeting in the game room,
Hmm?
maybe the investors want to make sure it goes in the apartment game room and not in Vinney's game room.
Yes.
You know,
So true.
so I think that's
Yes.
so very, very important. I learned a long time ago that the investors still think Vinney has their money. They still think I have their money, even though their money was lined up in 15 cement trucks out there
Exactly.
pouring cement. They
Yeah.
still think I have their money. So now all you need to do is go to law school and follow my path, and we're on the same path all together. But I bet you're not doing that.
No, 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 no. I let the professionals like you take care of
Yeah.
the legal paperwork. I am only good in managing the assets, negotiating the deals, finding the deals, now building the deals, and just, making everybody feel happy, the whole structure of all the companies.
Well, I burned out on that, to tell you the truth.
Ah,
After one year, I sent out 1,667 K1s.
oh, wow.
So I had about 850 investors that were in multiple deals, and I jokingly say that I spent 3 months licking stamps and licking envelopes way back then. And I went home one day to talk to my wife, and we sat around the kitchen table where all the great decisions in life are made. And I said, I've had enough of this. I'm going to stop raising money. I've got a number of properties that are going to take me 6 or 7 years to mature and we can sell, and I've got some fees built in. I think I'll take this time to go to law school. And I don't regret that decision at all. But back in my day, there were no back office companies to help me. There was no IMS. There was no, what do you use an outside company to help you?
We do. IMS is like the portal, right? For investment
Yeah.
portal. I have Appfolio property management, and
Okay.
also they have investor portal we are migrating to.
Mhm.
They're very, very good, where investors can log in, Gene, and they look at every, property they've put money in and how much profit they have made, cash flows or return of capital, equity gains, IRR, everything is, yeah,
That's amazing, Vinny. If that had been available back
yeah.
when I gave up the money raising, I might have stayed with it. But
Good.
I was at a point where my business was, I just had to go bigger,
I see. Yeah.
more space, more people,
Hmm.
bigger deals. I didn't. I've had a couple times in my life where I've had a chance to go bigger, and I backed away because I'm just more comfortable doing things on a smaller scale,
Sure.
like the three partnerships I've had in law since you've known me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've always been the rainmaker, and I've always done well enough where I could take people in at different times and mentor them and
Sure.
help them on to be successful, and then they go on their own.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to have a 15-person law firm.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm with Jonathan, and this will be the last person I'll mentor, and
Sure.
then I'll retire, and he'll either keep the firm or he'll go on his own.
Awesome. Awesome.
So that is, what is your plan for succession? That isn't a question I was going to ask, but what's your
I'm
plan?
so glad you asked that also. Actually, our daughter, Monica Chopra, is fully engrossed in the business. She's making
Wonderful.
CEO decisions. She's our VP of the operations on every end of it. Monil Management, Monil Investments, and Monil Senior Living, Hospitality, Monil Hospitality. We open another
Wonderful.
division now. My wife is fully involved,
Mhm.
Kanchan. She's our VP of Investor Relations.
Mhm.
Then our accounting department, Anna Martinez, she's been the VP of the finance for over 11, 12 years now. So since I started this business, then my attorneys, yourself,
Mhm.
and Milton Colgrove. So essentially, I'm just giving all the different, my horses, right?
Right. Your
They
team, right.
could really make the decisions and run the departments.
Mhm.
This way I can do some more things about teaching, which I do, and
Mhm.
negotiating, getting more investors, and then also enjoying my life,
No, I
along.
think that's great. You've heard me say
Yeah.
that the first question an investor should ask is something like this: Vinny, I love your deal. I can put $100,000 in it, but Vinny, tell me, what happens if something happens to you?
Yeah. So true.
And that's where you kind of stop.
Yeah.
If Vinny doesn't have a plan,
Yeah.
someone else
Hmm.
to sign the documents when for some period of time he can't, not just dying, but there are all sorts of things that happen to people
Sure.
that make it impossible for them to carry on. I just tell people, don't invest with a one pony show, a one
Yeah.
horse pony show. Don't do that. So
Yes.
good for you. All
No.
right, so we're coming down to the end of this, and I'd like to ask you this question. As I told you before we started, I'm going to start some sort of an educational program, a virtual educational program for rookies, people who've never done a syndication before. Uh, and we've all had to do one. Remember the first time someone said to you, Vinny, have you done this before? And you had to say no.
Yeah.
We've all been there. So, what advice would you have for someone who's just thinking about doing their very first real estate syndication?
Excellent. Very good question. Gene, I would say, syndication as the word is, it's the meeting of the mind of the investors, like-minded people, and the property that we are buying. So we definitely want to work on the investors part of it and how to deal with them, how to talk to them, where to find them, those things. But education is the main thing to be able to understand the SEC ruling, what to say, what not to say, how to present ourselves, the brand. I call it the brand. Anybody new rookie should first understand syndication and how to analyze deals, that's for sure. But building a brand is very, very important. As they get new and first investors, second, third, the trust factor is so big in my mind. And everything is social media now. It's just so amazing. They will not talk to anybody. People will not. Once they check you on LinkedIn or on Facebook or what people are talking about you and so on. That's why it's so good to start from family and friends first, because they are the ones who know you. So start from there, but learn, get a good education from Gene, and some other people, or I have academy, things like that, so that you can be starting it right. You cannot really fake too many things because people will see through you. You've got to build that trust, the brand, and the education is must.
Can people find out about your academy by going to your website?
Yes, they can. They could go to like vinneychopra.com and then just slash, academy or slash, like if they want to do, learn, LEARN. And if they want to invest also, we are very hard. We go take them through all different channels to understand their goals and aspirations. And then they join the club for the future deals that we might have. But yes, they can.
Vinney, you talked about all this stuff that a rookie should do. I'm going to ask you to be honest with me. Did you do all that stuff before you did your first deal, or have you learned this?
I'm so glad you're saying that. I was the guy, and my partner, we spent $30,000 literally 14 years back, Gene, and they were the best investments we did.
Remember, I was on the podium.
Yes, I remember.
When you...
Oh my gosh, I came to Chicago in the front, that on the podium with you. I was sharing my PowerPoint presentation, and there were 200-300 investors. I know our mentor, he invited me and paid for my hotel and travel and everything. I was very, very tickled. But no, his coaching really helped a lot.
I think finding a coach is good. I found my real estate coach in the CCIM Institute. The 40 years I taught there taught me a lot about real estate and people who are in real estate and what they think. And then, in my 10, 12 years of doing deals and working with different attorneys, I learned about the legal side of it. And then going to law school was just, it's just something you had to do, like you go to the dentist.
Yeah.
I had to go to law school and pass the bar so I could do what I know I can do.
Yeah.
I could do all the time anyhow. So I just had to put in my time and do that. And so what I have built my whole career on, Vinney, is just what you're saying. I have a name for it. I call it education-based marketing.
So true.
You're doing education, but all the time.
Yeah.
All the time there's a marketing component, because they get to know you, they get to trust you, and that's very good. Well, this has been a great half hour, Vinney. You look terrific, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I think that's absolutely great. Thanks for sharing your time with us, and I'll get together. You're all safe from the fires up there, aren't you?
We are. I know 500 fires are going on, but in the Napa Sonoma, we live in Danville, in the Black Hawk area of the East Bay. So we are safe, not nearby, but maybe about an hour and a half north of us, we do have some, fires going on.
That screws up the air. You can smell it.
Yes.
No,
it's been very unhealthy.
Yeah, that's very good. Well, I'm glad you didn't wear your mask.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Vinney. I'm going to say goodbye to you. I'm going to say thank you
for
very much.
Everything that you are doing, and God bless you. Anytime I can, help in any way, please let me know.
Okay, Vinney. Thank you. Same goes to you.